Wednesday, August 5th, 11:44 p.m. And I think it's been about a week or so, maybe a little less, since I've done one of these. I've just been so fucking busy, and a lot of stuff I'll explain. A lot has happened in the last few days. So yeah. It's it's been another hard last few days, last week, but in a different way this time. I've been overall happier this week. More content with the future, and I've been like, that part of my life has been pretty good. Like the last few weeks I was struggling with that a lot, but as far as last week, that was pretty good. It was just kind of other things that I kind of struggled with, which I want to talk about now and reflect on, But another crazy event happened that I want to talk about. But yeah, so I guess the first thing I'll talk about is the crazy event that happened. Well, it's not really that crazy, because I'm probably not going to do it, but it it allowed me to think about some things a little bit. Also, it's hot as hell and humid as hell right now. I'm literally like sweating. But I was in the middle of work the other day, and I got a call from my old coach, asking if I wanted to come back for a 5th year, because there recently was a ruling in the NCAA. Someone sued the NCAA, and they granted specifically my year, high school graduates of 2022, another year of eligibility, at least in this whatever, like, small or circuit court, or whatever court it was that granted this. They granted my year another year, a 5th year of eligibility for people that have exhausted their 4 years in 4 years, like I have. So it exactly like suits me. The NCAA is appealing it, but my coach was pretty adamant that he didn't think that they were gonna win, because it's a rightful ruling, because the year before me, they all got the COVID year, and then now the year after, everyone gets a 5th year, or they get an extra year of, I don't know. So like, my grade kind of got fucked. So it's a rightful ruling. He's pretty certain that it won't get overturned in the official, like, higher court decision or whatever. But so he asked me to come back for a 5th year, which was, I kind of like, once I heard the ruling, I kind of expected him to, because why not try? But yeah, it caught me off a little guard, even though I was expecting him to a little bit. And if I don't think I want to, but I did think about it for, I let myself think about it for a few hours and kind of like decide. But ultimately, I just don't think it makes sense. The big thing is, since this happened so late, he doesn't think he's going to be able to get me any scholarship, which is, the main driver of this for me. I would need some sort of like athletic money to justify it. Because if I was going to go back for another year, I would be going for an MBA, since my school has like a 1-year MBA program, which I would just be going into. So, unless I was able to get money, I think it's pretty expensive. Relatively to other MBA programs, it's not, but still, it's like another like 40 grand or something at least. So that's like my main decision of, I don't really need an MBA. I already, knock on wood, because I still have to do these exams, and I'm gonna feel pretty stupid if I fail them and I don't end up taking this job, but I don't think I will. Knock on wood. Here you go. But um, I don't think I will. I don't know. But I get a little anxious that I will, and then I should have just went for the NBA. But regardless, like, I don't really need an MBA, and it would be a lot more loans that I have to take out. I already have a lot, and it's already a big burden on my family and me eventually. And I just don't think it makes sense unless he was able to get me a substantial amount of scholarship. I don't think it would make sense. And when I was thinking about this 5th-year option, like a big part of me like was really excited. All the thoughts of achieving the dreams I never achieved on the track came flooding back. I was like, what if I could finally, place in the conference, or run 14:30 or whatever it is. And all those came back, and it was a good feeling, and it would be cool to go back and do that, but at the same time, sometimes you just kind of gotta let things go. Yeah, I don't know. It would be cool to go back, and for some reason this summer I feel like I've gained a lot of perspective on life. Just because it's been a real tough summer, and for whatever reason I feel like that would equate well to a good running season or seasons, but that's not guaranteed. And my mindset could shift again like it did last year, where I really wasn't in it, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, obviously I would make either situation beneficial, but it, like, part of me like really wants to, and it would really be fun, but like, I don't know. It just, all last year when I was in school, I was saying I can't wait to graduate and get in the real world. And now that I'm here-ish, like, it's not as freeing as I thought it would be yet, because I'm not fully on my own yet. But part of me doesn't want to go back for that reason. So like, I can't like say all that and then go back to college. But and part of me also wants to like get my professional career on the way, get a year head start to what I would be. And maybe with the NBA I could get a different job, but this job, honestly, like, as far as finance jobs go, I don't really see another job being as fitting to my personality as this. This financial advising job, which at its heart is a sales job, it will be extremely challenging for me. But I think once I get the hang of it, I can really bust out a couple years of really making good money, and then get the fuck out of there and pursue my other dreams, right? And I think it just offers these jobs are for a very specific type of person, but there's also like multiple different types of people that this job works well for. Obviously the main kind of personality you're going to get in one of these jobs is like type A, very outdated kind of definition or term, but you're type A, like you're kind of type A, like fucking captain of the football team, kind of like go, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be your main type in this job, at least from the stereotypes I get. Maybe I'll show up and that's not true at all, but your high performers at least will be, right? But also a smaller percentage of that, and will be kind of my personality of just hard work, like creative driven people. And I think I would work well on this job because it's something where I directly get rewarded for how hard I'm going to work and how creative I can work. And to me, that's much more exciting than, just saying I'm just going to get paid $80K a year no matter what I do. So then I have no real motivation to work hard, But if I'm actually getting paid for how hard I work, in theory, then that's much more exciting and motivating to me. And that's part of the reason why I was okay with taking this job and somewhat excited to take this job, even though I know it will be a lot of work. But so, if I were to do an MBA, I could easily get the same job, and I could actually finish these licenses in the meantime, sort of. But I don't know. I kind of just want to bet on myself and say, I can pass these exams in the next 2 months and get in there and kill it. But part of me wants to go back, and compete for another year and have a free ride for another year. Even though it's not free, but a safer ride for another year while I could also work on my photography in that time. But I don't know, I feel like after all the accepting I've done this summer of okay, I'm done with college, and now I'm in the real world, and now life is kind of up to me. Part of me feels it would be a little weak to go back, I guess. And my friend Dean really wants me to go back because we've been best friends, I guess, for all of college, and he's doing a 5th year for a master's, and he's like, dude, you should come back totally. And I'm like, I would, I just can't. And I made the analogy of going back to your ex. In theory, it always seems amazing, but then in reality, it's usually never as good as you think it will be. But I don't know. I still, technically this is still open maybe for another week or two for me to decide, but unless my coach Todd, he actually comes up with some money for me, then I don't think I can justify it truly. Because I am excited to move in on my own, and do all that. It is obviously very scary, but it's hard. It's been hard to kind of accept my character deficiencies that will make it hard, in terms of my sociality and my outgoingness will make it hard to meet new people and stuff and meet a girlfriend and all that. But it's much easier to do those things inside of a system like college. But I don't know. I'm 95% not, and the 5% is if he gets me some money, I can justify it. But I don't know. Update you on that in a little bit, or maybe in a week or so. But yeah, that's that. So that was exciting. Brought in a lot of new thoughts and all that. But overall, I think I just kind of got to bet on myself and keep pushing forward. I don't know, and just it's been really challenging, and it will continue to be challenging, especially when I'm about to go home. It'll be very challenging. But sometimes you just gotta do it. I don't know. But the other thing I want to talk about, which really has been the main source of my stress this past week, is I think I talked about it last time, but I kind of developed a crush on one of my coworkers / boss, but I need to figure out how to explain this because it's been very difficult for me mentally. And although I've already started to realize that I have weird thinking patterns, this has really solidified it in my mind of I have got to change this, and I'll explain what and why it is. But so You know, I started to like this girl. I'm doing like the Trump hand motions. I started to do it as a joke, but now I actually kind of do it. But okay, so I'll just start here. I've already talked about this a couple times, but I have a really bad problem of over imagining and over fantasizing things in my mind. And it is no different, if not the worst, with women. You know, I talked about it with like my photography that a lot of times I'll just think about doing stuff instead of actually doing it. But with girls, it's even worse, and it leads to a real problem with my social anxiety. And I'll explain, so I can talk about it. And you know, if anyone ever has this problem as well and ends up watching this, even though no one will, yeah. But so yeah, when I like a girl, and I've done this ever since me and my ex broke up like a couple years ago. And you know, honestly, she was my first real relationship, and so, you know, I had a couple relationships in high school, but obviously those are like high school relationships. So, but ever since this first real one, like, it's just been so difficult to try to like pursue things with other women. Not because I don't like them, or not because I'm still stuck on my ex, or none of that. But it's like, let me think of how to explain it. I just like it. Let me think. I just like, unfortunately, like, have a slightly different view of women after all that happened with my ex, and not in like a weird like incel way, even close to that, or even like a woman hater way, or none of that. But like, I kind of overanalyze every girl. This is not gonna make sense, but it makes sense to me as I'm trying to talk it out, because none of this is really in order. So I'm just jumping back. But what was I even saying? But I kind of overanalyze every girl, like, so I can't. Okay, let me explain it. Obviously, like, when you're, you know, talking to a girl for the first time, you know, first date, whatever, like, obviously, like, you kind of have to feel things out, and you know, that's what for first dates are for and stuff. Like, you feel each other out, and you're like, is this girl or guy, whatever, like, am I actually compatible with them? And for whatever reason, like, I've had a really hard time doing that since my first like real breakup. And there's two sides to it. One side is like the side I was talking about, of like, I will like a girl and then I will immediately start imagining, like, you know, down the line, like, married, whatever, blah 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 blah, like, fantasy scenarios, right? And when you don't even know a girl and you are in like the baseline stage of a crush on a girl, like, that just does not work, because you don't actually know the girl. So you create this false idea of them in your head, and then when that inevitably doesn't come to fruition, it for me, it makes me like mad at them, even though they're not doing anything at all. Like, they're not this perfect idea of a girl in my head, and so I don't want them anymore. You know what I mean? And then, you know, it'll go the other way too, where I'll see them do something or something like that, even if it's not even related to me at all. I'll be like, oh, I hate that. I can never deal with that. Like, that's like, I can never deal with that in a woman. Like, I don't know. I'm just jumping to conclusions on both ends of the spectrum, and it's like been very difficult to kind of like start and continue things with girls, because of this. And like, ever since that breakup, like, I've been on like quite a few first dates, and I've had like, you know, a quite a few like I've had real no like talking stages or whatever you want to call them, but like I've had quite a few like situations where I could have, if I just acted differently. I can't tell you. I probably can, like 3 or 4 or something. But like I've had, you know, like I said, I've had a lot of first dates over the past couple years, and most of them have gone well. For the point of the girl will text me after and be like, oh, I had a great time. Like, I'd love to see you again. And then I just won't end up texting them back. And if I do, it'll be like a week later. And then, like, at that point, I'm not giving off good signals, you know? So the girl usually isn't, you know, that enthusiastic after, right? So it just messes up the whole thing. And I've done that like literally countless times. And every time I say like, oh, I'm not gonna do that this time, but then I always end up doing it. And like, I don't know what it is. There's so many, like, it's so complex of like why I do this, but like, I more so right now just kind of enjoy the idea of women and like the attention of women than the actual like serious things. Let me sit down. I'm tired as hell. Cause like I would hate to be watching one of these because I'm sure I make no sense. But in my mind, it's like just trying to get these ideas out at whatever rate they come out at. But like, oh, I'm so fucking tired. I walked out a little bit, but it's just so hot out. But yeah, long story short, I'm really struggling with that, and this coworker crush situation has been no different. And so I'll explain what happened, and I'll explain like what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I don't know. I started to like her a little bit. But yeah, I wasn't really gonna act on it. Sorry, I'm tired. But I wasn't really gonna act on it. I thought she was cute, and I thought her personality was intriguing. But so I was like, all right, like I'm probably not gonna act on it, but if anything, like if I end up talking to her at work or something, like I'll try to like show interest or whatever, right? But none of that has really ended up happening. But before that, like, I just started to overthink it, you know. I started to imagine me and her in like these fantasy scenarios, and but I've never even talked to her. Like, honestly, I've never talked to her, like one time maybe. And so it does not work if you do that, like, because then what happens is, you know, I was like, okay, this week I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to her. Like, I really need to talk to her and like at least see what she's like a little bit. Like, it is, like, I'll give myself credit, like, it is very hard to find a time to talk to her, like almost impossible, because I don't really ever see her. And she's also like my boss, so she's always like, she is my age, but she is my boss, which isn't the problem. Is that she's always around like my other actual like serious bosses. And so it's like so I haven't really had an opportunity to speak to her like that in like a situation where I would feel comfortable like semi-flirting with her, you know what I mean? So I'll give myself credit with that. Like, it's not necessarily my fault, but so yeah, I haven't really talked to her, if at all, like one time. But you know, I'll start to imagine these fantasy scenarios, and then when I do actually have like the rare 1% opportunity to talk to her, like, I'll just get so nervous, because it's like my social anxiety on top of like this anxiety, this self-created anxiety of like she's not gonna respond in this perfect way. Like, it just doesn't, like, it's so stupid. Like, I already have social anxiety. It's hard enough to like do these kind of things, and then you add on this like self-created anxiety. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I don't know. It just makes it very, very difficult. But like, some shit in my fucking shoe. So it's made it very impossible to talk to her. So I haven't. I was really trying to this week and trying to be like, say all that, and it's not been happening, and sorry, someone just walked and I'm so awkward, but like the likelihood of, okay, so I'll explain. Like, I know she is like, at least like thinks I'm cute, right? Because she will like look at me and like, one thing about me is like, I've always with like 100% accuracy, like I've always been able to tell if a girl likes me or thinks I'm cute, even like with like the slightest actions. Like, I'm so good at reading people, and always, but like this way I've never really been wrong about it. So even with like the slightest actions, like I can tell like 100% of the time if a girl likes me. Or at the very least, like, is slightly into me. And so it's no different with her. Like, I've noticed, like, it's really obvious. Like, girls don't, it's very obvious because they just look at you in a different way. Like, it's not necessarily like the same every time with every girl, but it's just like, there's just a way they look at you, and it's different than if they don't have any interest in you. Like, if a girl doesn't like, serious, Bill. I was trying to get in this field, but it doesn't look open. Holy shit. But if a girl doesn't have interest in you, like, she'll just, when she's looking at you, it'll just be, she's just looking at you, right? But if a girl does have interest in you, then they just look at you in a different way. And sometimes it can be like, classic, like, eye fucking or whatever, you know what I mean? Or it can just be like the slightest variance in like regular eye contact that it'll just give it away. And that's no different with this girl. Like, I've noticed, like, she looks at me a lot, quite frequently, and it's just in a different way. And so yeah, so I can tell, like, like there's like, we have these meetings like with the whole team, and in like multiple different meetings throughout the year, like, I caught her like kind of looking at me, and in like, you can just tell, and I don't know how to describe it other than that, than just like, you can just tell. And I'm not like even really like being delusional about this, because like, I've been right like literally 100% of the time with this. Like, once I can sense a girl's into me, like, regardless if anything comes out of that, like, I know she's into me. And like, people have always been able to like, oh, how can you tell? And I'm like, bro, like, it's so subtle, but it's so obvious. Like, and so I don't know, but what was I saying? But yeah, anyway, like, so I'm certain that this girl, at least, like, I don't know, thinks I'm cute at the very least, right? So if I were to actually shoot my shot, I think it would go in. I just haven't been able to. I just haven't found a real time to do that, and you know, it's. I wish I could just like not have these fantasy scenarios in my head, because then I could much easier talk to her. But because of that, like, it just makes it so much more difficult. So I haven't been able to. So, you know, I still like her. I don't know if. Okay, so I had this idea of it's like my last resort. It's in my mind. It's like there's no point not to, like, and it's still really hard for me because I hate being vulnerable or putting myself out there in like any sort of way. So it's really difficult, but it could work. Like with this girl, it could work. And also, like, if she's attracted, ow, what the fuck? Sorry. If she's I just got like a crazy intestinal cramp. But if a girl is into you enough, like, it doesn't really matter what you do. And it's like, once you, like, if a girl is into you, she's into you. And like, you can really do no wrong a lot of the time. So my idea was, I was gonna ask my other boss / coworker to give her my number for me. And before you start screaming, I know that's not ideal, but like, I genuinely like have a reason, and I have like justification for doing that, because I just literally never fucking see her. And so it's not ideal. Now this guy, like, he's actually like the perfect guy. Like, if there's like if he wasn't there, I would not do it at all. He's like this chill, like, I think he's low-key gay, but he's not like overtly gay, but a little bit gay, right? And he's really chill and he's really nice, and I if I were to ask him, I feel like he would have no problem doing it, and I feel like he could even do it very well, and, you know, fluff me up a little bit, you know. But I'm still debating on whether I want to do it. In reality, there's no reason not to, besides like the ego hit if it doesn't work out. But for some reason, like, something's telling me I should just do it. And I don't know. I still have like a small chance to like sit here and talk to her over the next 2 days, but that's it. I don't even know. I've been beating myself up for like doing it. But usually if things are meant to happen, they kind of just happen. And so, since I haven't really found like a real time to chat to her, like, yeah, I don't know. The only thing that I think would stop it from working is like the fact that I really never talked to her. So it'd be like, oh, okay, this guy that like I really never talked to, like, wants me, he was giving me his number through someone else. Like, that's not great. Like, it's not, and I'll admit that. But like I said, it really only matters how attractive I am to her. Because if I'm attractive enough, it doesn't matter, and she will, right? But if I'm not, then she won't. So, but if I were to do this, I feel like I'd have about a 50-50 of whether I could get a date with her, right? And so I don't know. I really don't know a lot about this girl, and I've had to, you know, realize that after coming down from my whole fantasies, right? Coming back to the fact of like, okay, I have no idea who this girl is. Like, really no idea. And so I don't even know if she'd be if she's like wants to date or anything. And that's why there's a big problem with this of like, I don't fucking know. Like, is she even in the market? Like, is she taken? Like, I don't even know. So it's like, I wish I would have gotten the opportunity to really talk to her. But you know, I like I said, I really see no reason not to do the whole other coworker thing. And there's a chance he doesn't want to do it, but I don't know. It feels gay. It feels gay to do it that way. But I might just have to do it that way. And I hate to like do it that way. I really do, but it just, well, I feel like I regret not doing it, regardless of which way it is. The best, like this guy is really perfect for doing it. Like I know he could like sell me up a little bit, you know, and it's fucking lightning. I should probably start walking back, but yeah. So, but I still have to actually like talk to him about it, which is also so difficult for me, right? Because in a way that's being vulnerable, even if it's not to her directly, right? So whatever, I need to stop talking about it. I've told myself to stop thinking about it so much. Wait, one more thing is this is the worst part, and I've only done this to myself. And like, if I were in her shoes, I would not think that I was into her. If I was her, I would not think that I was into her. Because I have this weird thing. I don't think it's actually that weird. It's just extreme shyness or avoidantness or whatever. But when I like really like a girl, not even really like, just like, right? I will just inadvertently, like, it's literally like just like a visceral reaction. Like, I don't even know if that's the right word, but like a primal reaction of like, I will act completely in the opposite way of what you would expect. Like, I will just not acknowledge them. Like, if I like a girl, I will not acknowledge her. And like, in that initial stage, once I get past that, and once I like get a little comfortable, it's right. Like, I act normal. But for that first little bit, this is still in that phase because I don't know her, so it's still in that phase. Like, I will just not acknowledge her, and it sucks because at the very least, like, she could know that I'm into her a little bit. And for her, like, probably if I get my number to her, like, it's probably gonna be pretty out of the blue because I've shown no real interest in her. And maybe it would help if I had. And so that's just another thing of like, why the fuck do I do that? And it's like, it's actually really fucking bad because like girls just usually think I'm not into them when I actually am, right? And I don't know, it's just fucking gay. But like yesterday, was that yesterday? Yeah, I went up to my boss and her like together, and it wasn't like to talk to her or anything. It was actually to talk to my real boss and ask her a question about something like work related. So it was like I actually just needed to talk to my other boss. But like as I was walking up, she was like staring at me, like, and I could see that she was just staring at me, but I just completely avoided her eye contact and did not even acknowledge her at all. And like, and I just, I asked my other boss the question and went on my way. And it's like, afterwards I was like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, at the very least, I could have like made eye contact, if not like a little bit of an extended eye contact with her, and shown that I was into her, and like that helps. Like, I don't know, like it just is silly. Like, it is really silly. And after the fact, I was like, well, I don't even realize it in the moment. Like, it's such a visceral reaction that it like my brain goes completely quiet, and it's not even like in the moment I'm like overthinking it. It's like, why the fuck did I do that? And it's like it's such a visceral reaction that I don't even realize it till after. And that's the worst part, because then after I was like, wait, why the fuck did I do that? Like, I could have, I don't know, like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, it's really fucking stupid. And I'm battling it, but I've tried to work on it. But realistically, it's just gonna be something I'm just gonna have to fucking deal with until I figure it out. But it's insane, man. It's really fucking insane. I'm about to go back to my dorm. Chill. I don't know, man. I like her, but like it's just I don't know. I just have like so easily could have bagged this, like, and that's like just like the story of my dating life in the last couple years. Is like, I so easily could have bagged so many fucking girls, but like subconsciously or consciously, like I haven't. Like, I've just not, like, it's so silly. Like, it's so silly. So I'm really trying to lock in with that, because, you know, while I have enjoyed this, like, really focusing on myself shit, like, I wish I could try shit, you know, with a girl again in the near future. So, you know, that is the reality. Because, yeah, I don't know. As a man, you gotta have a little female action intention in your life, right? But yeah, man, I don't know, the next time I'm gonna do a vlog, it'll probably be like this weekend or something, because I'm gonna be extremely busy the next few days. I move out, it's Wednesday, I'm flying home on Monday, but like my next 5 days or whatever are just pure grind. Like, tomorrow I'm gonna be in the library all day. Friday I got work in the morning, and then I gotta get all my shit together, because on Saturday I gotta move all of the shit I'm not taking home with me into a storage unit that I rented. I got it all rented, but like, I gotta figure out what I'm bringing home and not. So I gotta do that on Friday. And then, I don't know, like Saturday, like, I've been trying to take this SIE test, like, I don't know, like Sunday, or even like it's gotta be Sunday, like evening. I gotta take this. And I don't want to rush it because I don't want to fail it, but also I gotta get this done. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm 95% done with this SIE material. I'm on the last chapter. I got like 30 more minutes of the last chapter. So I'm gonna go try to finish that now, and then tomorrow I'm just gonna study and review. And then Friday I will probably not be able to do any studying, because I'm gonna be packing and at work all day. And then Saturday or Sunday, like Saturday I'll have time to study. I gotta move my shit in, but that won't take all day. And then Sunday, like, take the test maybe, or even like Monday or Tuesday. Like, I don't know, when I'm home. Like, that might be more realistic. But I don't know, man. Fuck. All right, I'm done. Bye.